everybody! I'm here today with a simple driving lesson on driving along on the highway. In this video, I'll be going over the basic steps to safely, properly, and effectively drive on the highway, okay? Now, I'm going to be getting onto the highway in just a few minutes, in just a few moments, actually. And then I'm going to explain what I'm going to be doing, and then I'm also going to be demonstrating it. Now, take into account a few things. First of all, when I'm filming this, it's snowing. It's like a blizzard over here. Well, it just snowed massively. Right now, it's not snowing that much, but it snowed massively. The roads haven't been cleared, so everything's going to be a bit slower than usual, which is good for this video. That's why I chose to film it today, because I can drive a bit slower and explain things a bit more thoroughly, okay? So it is snowing. Things are going to be a bit slower, and also it is kind of close to rush hour, so things are, like I said, you know, when I'm explaining how to drive in rush hour, I'm going to be demonstrating it now. But obviously, all of the things that I'm doing right now are going to be very, very slow, calm, and controlled, okay? When you see this, it'll probably be far past winter, but I'm filming this in the winter. I end up releasing my videos much later because I film them in bulk. All right, so essentially, you're going to get on the highway, and that's a totally different animal, as they say, because getting on, you know, you're going to get up to speed, do the appropriate lane change procedure, and then you're going to get on the highway. But when you're on and you're driving along on the highway, that's when these steps are going to come into play. So first of all, you want to have two hands on the wheel as often as you can. If you're shifting, totally get it. You got to change your radio, totally get it. You want to take a drink of water, take a sip of coffee or tea, no problem, I totally get it. But I'm talking about 99% of the time, two hands on the wheel, okay? Another thing that's important is you want to look far, far ahead. And that's extra important in a situation like this when there's a lot of snow on the road, because, you know, my braking distance massively increases, okay? And you know, if someone, let's say someone slams the brakes and they have great brakes and I'm following a little too closely and I'm looking not far ahead so I don't get advance notice, I'm probably gonna rear end them or come close to rear ending them. So with that being said, it is unbelievably important to look far ahead, especially on the highway, because when something happens on the highway, oftentimes there's car pileups because people aren't looking far ahead enough, okay? They are looking close in front of their car, so they only see when the person in front of them starts to brake. They don't see when like 5, 6, 7 cars ahead of them starts to brake. And you want to know well in advance when cars start to brake, so you got to look further ahead. Also, your following distance. I cannot tell you the number of people that follow too closely, even in this weather. Like, the roads are so slippery, meaning you have to massively increase your following distance. If the weather conditions are absolutely ideal, okay, then you could probably hold about a 3-second following distance. And I'll explain that, how to calculate that in just a moment. But if the weather is like this, we're talking about 5 seconds, 6 seconds. And your speed, you know, you have to drive at the safe, appropriate speed, okay? I'm going to switch lanes over here. Now, let me just get into, I'm just really trying to be extra safe and extra cautious because of the snow and rush hour, meaning people are in a rush. Doesn't equate to a good situation. There's gonna be lots of accidents today. I already know. And the guy behind me, I can see him. I can distinctively make out his face. He's riding so close. He's not following my rules. Buddy, you better watch this video when I put it on the channel, because I'm telling you what you need to do. Okay, so we're gonna get onto the highway in just a moment. Now, 3-second following distance in ideal weather conditions, meaning the car in front of you, you're gonna look at where they are when they are passing something like a light post or I don't know, anything, a little picket on the side of the highway, whatever the case is. You're gonna look at when they're passing that thing, and then you're gonna start counting. Now, when you start counting, most people don't know this, but you don't start at 1, you start at 0. If you start at 1, you're already cheating 1 second. That doesn't make sense. So you go 0, 1, 2, 3, and if you cross that same object at the 3-second mark, that means you have a 3-second following distance. If you cross it at the 4-second mark, well, guess what? That means you have a 4-second following distance, and so forth. So now I'm gonna get onto the highway. I'm gonna accelerate a bit. Mind you, we're not driving here. Oh, some people are driving at 120 kilometers an hour. That's nuts, to be honest with you. In this snow, I don't care what kind of winter tires you have, that is not safe. But I just got onto the highway right now. I'm going about 60 kilometers an hour. which is, in my opinion, the flow of traffic and an appropriate speed for this weather. So that's another rule, okay? As you're driving along on the highway, you want to drive at a safe speed. Now, if it's ideal weather and there's no traffic, then you know what? It might be 100 kilometers an hour if that's the speed limit. It might be 60 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour if that's the speed limit where you live. But in this situation, you know, it is only safe to go slower than the speed limit. And right now I'm going 80 kilometers an hour exactly, and that's because I have a, let's count. So I'm gonna count my following distance to the car in front of me, okay? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm about 7 seconds behind the car in front of me. I can go a little bit closer, but I don't want to, and I don't need to. So why would I? A lot of people make that mistake. I gotta get over here right now because I'm about to get off where I don't want to. So as you're driving along, you're also observing signs, which is something that I actually didn't do right now. You're observing the signs. You want to find out where you are and how many kilometers or miles until your exit, okay? When you are nearing your exit, you want to start getting into the closest lane to your exit. So if I know that I'm getting off in, let's say, 2 kilometers, and the exit is going to be on the right, I'm going to start moving over to the right lane, to the rightmost lane, so that I can get off easily, and I'm not swerving over 4 lanes at the last second. And also, if you need to swerve over at the last second, don't do it. Just get off at a different exit, bro. Just go on to the other highway. It doesn't matter. No amount of time that you will save by swerving over to get off at your exit will ever compete with the consequence of getting into an accident. You could literally have an absolutely horrible accident. So with that being said, okay, you really need to make sure that you are getting into the appropriate lane early on, okay? So also, in addition to that, you're monitoring which lane you're going to be driving in. Now, generally speaking, not everyone follows this rule, which is unfortunate, but generally speaking, the left lane is the passing lane. The middle 2 lanes of a highway are going to be the driving lanes, and the right lane is going to be for people that are about to get off or for people that are getting on, that are merging onto the highway. Now, people usually don't follow that rule. The left lane is, with regards to social driving, the left lane is like for people that are speeding, middle 2 lanes are like for regular speed drivers, and then the right lane seems to be for slower drivers. That's not how it's supposed to be done, but I can't change how it's supposed to be. I can't change the reality. I can only tell you how it's supposed to be. So, you know, pick the appropriate lane for whatever it is that you're doing. You could be the judge of that. You could use your professional driver judgment. And that's it. I mean, those are essentially the things that you have to do and pay attention to when you're driving on the highway. They're super important, and they will allow you to be a safe, proper, and effective driver on the highway. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.